What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Serial Productions. We got our first glimpse of the DCU's Batman in the latest episode of Creature Commandos, you guys. Now, I was super stoked to hear about this. I just recently watched the latest episode of Creature Commandos, which really highlighted the character of Dr. Phosphorus, which I thought, personally to me, was the best episode of this entire series so far. I really enjoy his character. I really enjoy his character design. I didn't know the brief history of how he became Dr. Phosphorus, but that's wild to me. A truly tragic story. It's up there with the Weasel episode, which was absolutely devastating. It actually hooks you in and gets you to understand certain monsters, certain characters from a perspective we didn't necessarily see before. Like Weasel in the Suicide Squad, I was like, who is this Weasel? Didn't really care about him. But after his single episode of this season, you understand the history, you understand the backstory of his character. So that's why I really like that they highlight certain characters in each episode. It's really fascinating to me, especially because I don't know too much of the source material when it comes to the Creature Commandos because I haven't read any of these comics. So it's all refreshing to me in all kinds of ways. But the Batman, you guys, showed up for a brief second to stop Dr. Phosphorus. It was glorious. It was perfect. They didn't reveal much. It's the silhouette of the Batman, right? Up on the top of the building. And, you know, it's all glass. And all of a sudden you see, you know, the lightning strike. And you see the silhouette of him. Now, there's reasons for that. James Gunn has come out and he's talked about this particular episode. And how excited he was to introduce Batman. He didn't want to commit to any one design just yet. So he was like, no, not yet. I don't want to commit to that. We don't know if this Batman's going to have the trunks. We don't know if this Batman's going to be donning, you know, the gray and blue. But it's really exciting that we got this small, brief tease of Batman in the DCU. Like, I cannot wait to see Batman Brave and the Bold if that decides to ever, you know, get off the floor. I know the director, Andy Muschietti, said that, you know, it was delayed, but then James Gunn came out and said that the film is not delayed. So I'm like, what's going on with Batman and Brave and the Bold? We know that the Batman Part 2 has been delayed to October 1st, 2027. And there's all this rumors and speculation about how, you know, James Gunn is going to merge Matt Reeves' DCU over. No idea what's happening with that. I just want to see the DCU's Batman. He's already established in this particular universe, like most characters, heroes, and villains. So it's not going to be an origin story. James Gunn is so past doing the origin story for some of these most, you know, the beloved heroes that we're so accustomed to seeing, especially Batman. How many times do we have to see, you know, his parents die? How many times do we have to see, you know, the necklace drop, you know, all things of that nature? So this Batman's well established. He's probably, I don't want to say he's 10 years deep, but he's probably like 5 years deep into being Batman. Kind of like Robert Pattinson, right? Robert Pattinson's Batman was 2 years deep in the Batman film. So it's really interesting. I can't wait to see what they do with the, you know, this particular Batman in the DCU. The fact that, you know, James Gunn really is so passionate about these characters, and he just really stated the love he has for Batman. And, you know, as a whole, pop culture, everybody loves Batman. Batman is one of the most, if not the most, popular comic book character of all time. Everybody loves them, you know, some Batman. And there's different iterations that everybody can love. And that's what's so fascinating, so exciting. You can love the Batman from the comics, the animated series, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, you know, Robert Pattinson, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. There's so many different iterations of Batman that you can love and adore and appreciate. You know, I adore those earlier Batman films. You know, the Michael Keaton films obviously was like the pinnacle at the time. And then we jumped over to Val Kilmer and George Clooney. Batman and Robin, all in all, you guys, is a guilty pleasure of mine. You know, I grew up with that film. At the time, that was the only thing we had going. So I appreciate those movies for what they were. And I think that Batman Forever is so highly underrated. I think it's so damn good. But I'm excited, man. Like, a lot of people are trying to analyze and interpret this just small image of Batman. It looks like he has the white eyes. Can we possibly get the white-eyed Batman? Is it our time to shine? A lot of fans want to see that, including myself. They did it with Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, and that shit was absolutely perfect. It was spectacular. I'm like, okay, the Batman in the DCU has to do this. He has to have the white eyes. I really want them to do something drastically different from the typical black armored suits like we've been getting in these Batman films. You know, Ben Affleck's Batman and Batman versus Superman, that Batsuit to me is the pinnacle, the most perfect Frank Miller run Batman suit we've had. It is absolutely gorgeous. So it's going to be hard to top that for me. But the Robert Pattinson's, we're going back to the black armored suit. It looked good, but I'm just so tired of it. I want to see some color. Give me the yellow in the bat, the bat symbol. And especially if they continue this route of, the Reeves verse continuing on, and then, the DCU doing Batman Brave and the Bold, they're going to have to look so damn different from each other. So I wouldn't put it past me if he does have the trunks. He has, the yellow utility belt, the blue, the gray, all of that nature onto his costume, especially if they're two different Batmans going at the same time. You have to have them feel so drastically different. It only makes sense, you guys. It only makes sense. But I'm excited, man. This episode was absolutely phenomenal. Just seeing that quick glimpse of Batman. I know it's an animated series. It's not the live action version, but James Gunn stated multiple times. You'll see characters in this animated series that will, shine during some kind of film or show for their live action iteration. So, Frank Grillo is going to be, he's portraying, Rick Flag Sr. in this series, but he's also in Superman. It's going to happen. Like, we're going to see the Bride. We're going to see Frankenstein. We're going to see Dr. Phosphorus. We're going to see Weasel again. I can't wait to see it. And whatever they decide to have Batman appear, like, that's the thing. Like, Batman Brave and the Bold, yeah, it's possibly been delayed. But that doesn't mean Batman can't appear in some kind of way in a different project. It can happen. Why not? He's already established. So it's kind of like in Man of Steel when, Superman was fighting Zod and they go out, down into the atmosphere or whatever, and you see, Wayne Tech or Wayne Manor or whatever. I forgot what it said. Or Wayne Industries, yeah. On the satellite. It's something like that. You know what I mean? It's a small tease. I want to see it. And I cannot wait to see who they cast as Batman in the DCU if Robert Pattinson isn't transferring over. Ooh, they're going to have to cast an older one because, he's going to have a kid with Batman Brave and the Bold, the whole storyline of him and, Damian Wayne. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I'm hyped. I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What did you think about this latest episode of Creature Commandos, showing us a glimpse of the Batman in the DCU? Thoughts and opinions, post your comments down below. And, of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.